This is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news and intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversations. 96.9 FM. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
You're listening to Talking Heads with Naughty, only on Guardian Radio.
Talking Heads with Naughty is brought to you by Burger King, the Cancer Treatment Centers of America, the Central Bank of the Bahamas, the Cleveland Clinic, Easy Car Sales, Fine Threads, Grand Bahama News, John's Department Store, Joker's Wild, KFC, Naughty Johnny's, Percy's Island Games, Prince Masters, and Tropical Gyros.
Use me and abuse me, I leave them with the brown. The work goes for so long on them plantation, and me never get paid. Of all they stole away, how many life them slay. Now them work to slap them in them face. Why are you and your crew can go to well? Cause after we know under you colonial spell, and all those false doctrine that you compel. Hey, and all those books you stole away, all those kids you led astray. Wait on your judgment day. Bobby wrong, me bona fire pan a weekend. Babylon and the fitter coulda never get me there. And though they tried to use me and abuse me, I leave them with a frown. Me bona fire pan a weekend. Babylon and the fitter coulda never get me down. And though they tried to...
You've got it locked to the Tuesday, November 26th edition of Talking Heads. Your boy Naughty and your company right up until 6 p.m. on this Tuesday edition. Happy Tuesday, everybody. And, of course, you know, we got lots to talk about. Today is Tuesday, like I said. So, you know how we do each and every Tuesday. We will be going down to Grand Bahama for the Freeport Report. Each and every Tuesday, great supplement in The Guardian. All right, courtesy of the Grand Bahama News. Be sure to check it out. Everything Freeport in there that you need to get caught up on is there. We'll be talking to Sarah Kirkby and Darren Cooper, like I said, on the flip side of the break. Find out everything that's buzzing in Freeport as we get into the buzz, brought to you by John Shoes. And we'll chop it up with them in short order. But before we get to that, like I said, lines are always open. If you want to chime in, here's how.
Here's how you can become a talking head. Brought to you by BTC.
Text lines powered by BTC. 422-GR96. That's 422-4796. Phone lines open in New Providence. 323-6232. 325-4316. 325-4259. Toll free in any one of the family islands, 242-300-5720, 242-300-5720. Stream us live, take us wherever you want to go, GuardianTalkRadio.com. That's GuardianTalkRadio.com. 969 BTC Flow Channel 612. That's how you get it in. That's how you get it on for fresh news, smart talk all day, right here on Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. And like I said, plenty to talk about. And plenty headlines that we definitely have to have a look at.
It's time for Headliners. Everything that's making headlines in the 242. Brought to you by the Fine Threads.
And don't forget, Fine Threads got great deals going on right now, all right, on signature suits, all right? Yeah, man. Those designer suits, you definitely want to check them out, starting as low as $168 while supplies last. If you want to accessorize, they got all the accessories to match as well, shoes included. Be sure to check them out online, finethreads.com. You can do your shopping online, then arrange for pickup at any one of those convenient Fine Thread locations. Top Hill, Mackey Street, the flagship store, and the Southwest Shopping Plaza. Both locations available for you at 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Saturday. All right, here's what's blazing up the pages of the Nassau Guardian News and Views that matter since 1844. Brought to you by Fine Threads. Big headline. We could have done more for Adrielle. Or Adrielle. Loretta says Department of Social Services was contacted about girl. Story by Rachel Scott. Days after 12-year-old Adrielle Moxie was found murdered in bushes not far from her home, Minister of Social Services Marla Rhoda said yesterday the Department of Social Services could have done more for her. Noting that it was contacted about Adrielle twice. Loretta said the department took steps to intervene in one of the incidents, but was not successful. I want to state from the outset we are in the possession of sensitive information and the mother lost a child. And sometimes in the piling on, we have been very deliberate not to say everything we know for reasons. And this was said at a press conference. I can say that in one of those cases, let me get to A3 because I don't like to misquote nobody. The Department of Social Services took steps to intervene, but we were not successful. I would also say there was another matter that occurred, I think, in July of 2022. It's fair to say that the department did not go as far as we could have gone. It is fair to say that we could have done more, but to say that the department didn't do anything is just false. So read more on that. It's tragedy. And the main things that are supposed to be the forefront of these things are getting lost in the shuffle. But I do appreciate Mr. LaRota, or Minister LaRota, stepping forward and at least taking some ownership of the situation where they dropped the ball. Not too many times do you see that with this administration, so hats off to Mr. LaRota on that. Now, Mr. LaRota, what about those other allegations we hear swirling? How about them twins? Have we had a wellness report on them yet? That we could all, just breathe a sigh of relief and know that they're okay? And then the adults could stop acting like kids and figure out what, when, why, where, how, and who to, take care of those kids better. Put them in the best situation. Anyway, that's another show for another day. Adriel Moxie was strangled and sexually assaulted, said Commissioner says. Troy by Tanika Thompson. The 12-year-old girl who was found dead in the bushes off a track road near her Faith Avenue home last week was strangled to death and sexually assaulted. This according to Police Commissioner Clayton Fernanda. Adriel Moxie, a student of Anton Rogers High School, was last seen alive around 6 p.m. last week. Last week, Monday, police previously said her mother reported her missing the following morning and her body was found a day later. At the crime scene last week, Fernando told reporters that Adriel was cloth tied tightly around her neck when her body was found. Such a tragic situation. The young and the elderly, two ends of the spectrum we continue to ignore. And it's coming back to destroy us. It's horrible. All right. More headlines. Man suspected of assaulting elderly woman was released from prison in March. Environmentalist on government $300 million bond buyback. We need more specifics. This according to Mr. Joseph Darville. Story by Yuri Kemp in the business section. Check that out as well. All right, let's get to the phone lines real quick before we go to the break. Talking Heads.
Quality days back in a voice along with you, Naughty.
What's happening there, Brayman?
I'm right here, thank God. I'm holding. Some people got to stop slapping themselves on the wrist. You see, the thing is, if you hadn't stood up, or if the law was not in place, don't give me that foolishness. Speak it as it is. You understand what I'm saying? You're beating all around the bush just not to say the truth. You know what I'm saying, Naughty?
I'm listening to you, Brayman. I'm hearing you.
But you do understood what I've said.
Correct. I got
Wonderful.
you.
Thank you.
You have a good one, Brayman. Behave yourself. Don't bust no corn. All right? Keep it cool. And now you go. Let me check the text lines. Naughty, if social services was contacted twice, that was twice too many. That mother should have never kept that child or continued to keep children, as my granddad would say. Cent, 5 cents, 10 cents, da-da, da-da, da-da-da-da. Naughty, what's upsetting me is the fact that this mother isn't taking any responsibility for the death of her daughter. And that is really, really getting me PO'd. AKA concerned mother who knows how to take care of her children. A lot of moms up in arms, a lot of opinions flying, and a lot of valid ones also. All right, we're going to get to the break. Flip side of the break, we're going to get into the buzz brought to you by John Shoes. We're heading to Grand Bahama. We'll touch base with Sarah Kirkby and Darren Cooper. We'll find out everything that's going on in the Freeport Report, which is coming up next, right here on the Tuesday, November 26th edition of Talking Heads, which continues right after this.
And abuse me, I leave them with the frown. Me burn a fire pan a week at Babylon and the free talk could I never get me down. And though they try to use me and abuse me, I leave them with the frown.
Around the world, Cleveland Clinic is recognized as a leader in healthcare. Our team of experts relentlessly pursues the best for our patients. From groundbreaking cancer research to state-of-the-art heart surgery, life-saving innovations happen here every day. When it's time to travel for your health, it's time to travel to Cleveland Clinic. Your destination for care, for every care in the world. To learn more, visit clevelandclinic.org/Caribbean.
Play with Island Games. We making dreams come true. Play with Island Games. We paying more out to you. Don't mind the on your pocket. Cause Island Games is spicy and spicy is tradition. So when you play Island Games, we putting Bahamians first. Guaranteed to pay Island Games. We like them other jokers. We've been here from the start. From the bike to computer. Island Games. We can make your dreams come true. We playing with Island Games.
This KFC drip just won't quit. Step your flavor game up with the new KFC Saucy Nuggets. 100% real premium white meat nuggets, sauced in your choice of one of 5 KFC sauces: Korean barbecue, mango habanero, guava barbecue, stinging honey garlic, or signature barbecue. Do whatever the crunch you want with any of our new KFC Saucy Nuggets. 100% real, 100% a deal. Only available for a limited time at your favorite KFC. KFC Saucy Nuggets drip. It's finger-licking good.
The wait is over. That safe, guaranteed investment opportunity that you've been waiting for has finally arrived. My name is Bond, the Bahamas Government Savings Bond. And as of Thursday, November the 21st, all Bahamians, for as little as $100, can begin to save for their future. The investment rates are fixed and guaranteed with terms for 1 to 6 years, so you can't lose. Mark it down. Thursday, November the 21st. Get your Bahamas Government Savings Bonds. Check out the Central Bank of the Bahamas website for more details.
You're listening to Talking Heads with Naughty. Only on Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM.
It's time for the buzz. What are you buzzing on? Brought to you by John's Shoes.
Lord have mercy. Oh, well. We burn a fire pan a week at Babylon and the free talk could have never get me down. And though they try to use me and abuse me, I leave them with a pan a week at Babylon and the free talk could have never get me down. And though they try to use me and abuse me, I leave them with the frown. The work goes for so long on them plantation, and me never get paid. Of all they stole away, how many life them slay. Now them work to slap them in them face. Why are yes, you and your crew can go to well. Cause after we know under you colonial spell, and all those false doctrine that you compel. Hey, and all those books you stole away, all those kids you led astray. Wait on your judgment day. Bobby wrong, me burn a fire pan a week at Babylon and the free talk coulda never get me down. And though they try to use me and abuse me, I leave them with a frown. Me burn a fire pan a week at Babylon and the free talk coulda never get me down. And though they try to use me and abuse me.
We're back at you on the Tuesday, November 26th edition of Talking As we're getting into the buzz. All brought to you by John's Shoes. And don't forget, John's, definitely got it going on. And don't forget, you definitely want to check out John's Carewear as well. All right? Bring your jungle division to life. Create stunning jungle costumes around our durable, comfortable scrubs. Available in a variety of colors designed for ultimate flexibility and protection. They're perfect for crafting and dancing, starting at just $12. Get yours now at John's Carewear. Be sure to check them out, both locations, John's Plaza Carmichael and the flagship store over there on Rosetta. Both of those locations available for you 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Saturday. All right, and with John's serving you is always a pleasure. All right, let's get down to Grand Bahama. Sarah Kirkby, what's happening? We got Sarah?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. And I think Darren's supposed to check in with us in short order, correct?
Oh, good. I hope so. I did my secretarial bit.
I know he's busy, but what you got for us, Sarah? Hope all is well. We're busy week in Grand Bahama. I see a lot of things popping.
Yeah, no, it was a really busy week. We've got a lot of stuff going on this week, too. Everything leading up to the holidays, which is great. Got some exciting news with Sunwing, which is really good for us. We're very excited about these Canadian guests that come, especially when they're keeping our hotels filled. So it was great news to hear that Sunwing is looking to increase their flights. These are the ones that are coming directly from Canada. I had kind of understood it was something to do with things are not happening down in Cuba, and I'm very sorry for them for that, but I'm very excited for us. I have to be honest, Cuban Willie. I have to tell you that.
That's what I'm talking about,
I know. I'm sorry, but we need the numbers here, and they're great guests. If you don't know Viva Fortuna, it sits on one of the most beautiful beaches. I actually walk that beach a lot, Discovery Bay area. It is beautiful, and you see the tourists out there all the time, and they are like in T-shirts and wearing sweatshirts and hoodies because it's so cold, and they think it's beautiful. So yay for the Canadian guests that are coming down. We're very pleased. You can read about that. It's our cover story today. We have our exciting Festival Noel coming up next weekend, which is our Bahamas National Trust major fundraiser. It is different from yours, which is jollification and I think your wine and art. Ours is a combination of that, and ours is an evening event. And it's really a lot of fun in the park. It sells out very quickly. I would suggest to people to get tickets. They sold out 2 days before last year. Could not get tickets. So you want to get in there this year. Wines. And now they've got some new brands. So it's going to be great. There's food, there's dancing, there's music, there's fundraising. I'm very much hoping there will be the annual famous pig roast, which Eric comes back to do, the former gentleman, executive director of the Bahamas National Trust. And so it's a great event. I was involved with it for quite a few years, and it's still one of our favorite events. And if it's lovely and cold up here, all the outfits come out and everyone looks fabulous, and I love all of that.
Any excuse to dress, huh?
You know it. The thing is, it's about outfits. It's not about shoes at this event because it is a very rugged terrain. So you want to wear flats, which I find, I'm a dress up with the heels person. But for this event, you just get decked. And we've had some cold weather down here. It was 53 the other morning. So we're up here in the north. Yes. We get some cool weather, dude.
You got enough Florida weather.
Yeah, we do. Yeah. And so as you see, we're in the Christmas spirits. Our Christmas decorations are going up. They are looking absolutely beautiful. Hats off to the team at the Grand Bahama Port Authority. I think it's my friend Gina who does it. She switches them all around every year, and they're doing some gorgeous designs for Christmas. So we wanted to really say thank you to them. It really puts you in the joy of the season. Actually saw some carolers, I think, downtown today. So I was a little bit shocked by that. They all had the Christmas hats on. I was like, we hadn't even made it to December 1st, but I've already got my Christmas decorations up, so I was excited.
I know you ready to go from
Child, I love it.
October, right after Halloween.
Yeah, child, I was ready. We have another story about the 30-day clarification.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that, the length of stay clarified. What's going on with that?
Basically, and they do admit there were some mistakes made, which was good, and I hope the guests that had these issues are seeing this. So clearly, it just means that you get 30 days no matter what when you come in as a tourist. That's what I'm reading from it. And if you're coming to stay longer, you just have to advise that you're staying longer. If you're in Nassau, I believe you have to ask for a supervisor. But it sounds like in the rest of the islands, your current immigration officer can stamp you through for your 3 to 6 months or longer. I think it's the rules are all on the immigration website. So they were being told at the time that they had to do this $200 non-refundable fee to apply. That is not true. Guests that own homes here that come for winter residence are allowed to have that extended stay. So it's a relief to a lot of people coming down because this is a big season for us in Grand Bahama, as it is in most islands like Abaco and all the way through. I mean, Nassau seems, you guys are full-time with tourists. We seem to be a bit more seasonal in the out islands. So these are big things for us when our tourists get upset. And Freeport is a very large boating community because of our canal system and the homes that we have here. So it is imperative that our boaters are happy because it's the business they bring, and the restaurants start doing well. They're hiring, people that have had one job right now are looking to get 2 jobs. So it's great. And so everything's picking up, which is super news for the island.
That's good to hear. I mean, any boost Freeport gets is well deserved. You don't need every, the bump you all could get, but I think it needs to be long-term and consistent. I mean, the pieces are in place. You just need an airport.
It does, yeah. I think with, like we said, with everything coming online, it should be happening, but it's going to take a good year or two. I mean, Weller's started, they've already started working on their property, which is great. Well, that's going to be another 2 years before. I'll tell you what's supposedly really jamming is Carnival. I hear they are working full effort down there. I know lots of people that are working on the project, and we're waiting for more updates from them, but we hear everything's going well. Those people get worried, but those are some really key jobs that will be coming out there for people that will help our community, which I think is great. And then the shipyard, that quiet little sleeper out there, does some fantastic business. So they're working hard. So all those coming together, but it will lead us to a story that we're really obviously going to have to work on, where we're waiting for you to get into that tuxedo when we get some news on the airport, which we still have no news.
No news. I mean,
no news. It is a true frustration. And I would think that everybody's working on it to get it done. I don't know how it works. We understand that the plans were approved. We understand that, the deals were made, but it's just not, we haven't had any updates. I think that's a frustration for the island. The hotels are coming. We've got them. The airport to me is the key. A lot of people will say that Grand Lucayan and the settle of that hotel is key. I think it's the airport, as a lot of people do. And so it's frustrating, and we're hoping that the government will soon give us an update and let us know when work will begin. It's like I've said before, we're not looking for the Taj Mahal. We're not looking for, we know we don't have the footprint number that Nassau does, but we do need an improved airport that will go and work with all these additional flights that will come in, this very high-end consumer that we will have with the Weller development and Six Senses. So, that's big things. And we've also got 2 other smaller high-end projects that are coming, which is O2 and the Steininger project, which are all second home residential, multi-million-dollar homes. So, these are big things for us, for them to come into.
Naughty, ask Sarah when the hotel.
Oh dear.
Yeah, that's the next question. I mean, all of these potential, well, actually not potential. All of these incoming projects with all those, with this unlimited potential, we need the airport. We need that hotel.
Yeah, they are, and we just really do. And I think updates are what's really important for everybody. We just want to know information. Sip only gets you so far, and you really want to know everything that's going on. And one hears from this faction, one hears from that. You hear a little bit here. We need to hear it from the horse's mouth. We need to hear it from our government of what's happening. And I know Prime Minister Davis has a lot on his plate, but, these are things that need to be resolved. Grand Bahama's issue of the airport and the hotel have been a long-standing issue that need to get resolved. And, it's something that we're hoping that is top priority, for the government. I know there's a lot on, but we really feel Second City needs this resolved. We need to move on, and we need to get going.
Yep. I mean, at this stage of the game, I'm hearing the same cry from Abaco and Grand Bahama, and I'm saying that y'all do need to get going, because y'all are 2 of the bigger contributors to the bottom line.
We are. I mean, we've talked about this before when we were explaining how it works. All our fees all go to Nassau, so we're all keeping stuff going. The Port Authority runs our roads, our streets, and everything else. But we need those 2 key elements to be sorted out to help us, really get going.
And like I said, you want to see it for long-term benefit as well, too.
Of course you do, because
not just for the quick, fast
fix. This happen, I mean, what we see coming with the Weller development at Six Senses, and I should not say Weller development, the group that are doing it, but the Six Senses brand is a high-end brand that will elevate our consumer coming in here. You have that in Nassau with Bahamar, you have that with Albany, you have that with such high-end places that we don't have. And so this elevates our consumer, this elevates the market that we're reaching to, and we have that space for growth. So with Weller building, so I keep saying it, Six Senses, building these 10 to $20 million homes, this is bringing in a different consumer for us. This means, this elevates the game. We're going to have the beautiful private aircrafts coming in. We're going to need to have the right retail stores for these people. We're going to have the right businesses. Again, picking up the game for the island. And then with Carnival coming in and bringing more jobs, though a lot of people say we're not going to see that, we won't see the ultimate revenue from Carnival in the tourism market, I think what we will see is a good base of jobs for young people and for a smaller executive market as well, which is really good as well. And that helps your overall general economic theme for the island.
I'm greedy. We should have both. We should feel that, and we should have payments in place, like you say, benefiting from long-term jobs and possibly making careers of it. But at the same time, let the rest of the trickle down, trickle elsewhere. Don't have to go all there. You can have your cake and eat it too if you cut the deal correctly.
Yeah, agreed. But when they see these projects going, then they're going to come here and get and other projects will come. And that's what we're hoping.
But aren't they going to try to follow the same blueprint? Like, let's herd them all here to this location and, impact on the locals?
Yeah. And Grand Bahama is the perfect island for growth. I mean, I've done a lot of tours recently with clients on the island. And, our roadways are phenomenal. We've had dual carriageways. We also have a great power infrastructure system. We have good internet. We have that expansion for growth that other islands don't or, aren't ready for. So, Grand Bahama is ready for that. We are developed for it. And this is where, it comes back to that same thing we had talked about when we had issues with the government and the Port Authority in the summer, is that they need to work together to make that happen, so that we do become the successful second city again. And, I don't want to say magic, but that we become this great working force that we were before. We have a nice mix of industrial, we have a nice mix of tourist as well. And we have an expansion growth for a huge second home market, especially with our canal system that we have that you could not build now.
Right, that's true.
You couldn't. You could environmentally, you couldn't do it. And Florida has no boat spaces, no parking. So that's where we're hoping to sell to that second market and let them. We're a 30-minute, flight. We're a 2 to 3 hour boat ride, depending on the speed of your engines and how you can do it. I know friends who do it in 2 hours. So we're a nice close visit, and we're going to bring that market that wants to come here and live in the Bahamas in this tax-free environment. So it's not completely tax-free, but there are benefits to coming here, especially in Freeport, with living in the Port Authority area, with our, because we don't have property tax.
So, that's always going to be attractive to second homeowners.
Yeah. So, anyway, I'm going to be remiss. I'm missing two things. We do have our police roundup also in the issue. And I have to give a big shout out to this beautiful young lady you're going to see in the paper, which is Phoebe Wilson. She's a shining soccer star in Florida, but she also played in Georgia originally, obviously played with Mary and Donnie here, and another young lady who's shining a sports example for us coming out of Grand Bahama under the soccer program and the guidance of Mary and Donnie, who, worked with John Quell and others.
They run a great program down there.
Oh my! You should see the kids they have playing on the weekend. It's fantastic, and they make you all get in there. We all sponsor teams, and it's a good base, for kids to go in that. I mean, kids here are very well rounded because there's so many sports, and there's ballet, and there's just like in Nassau, just like in some of the family islands as well. You know, because we're so close, our kids can do multiple sports, which is a great thing for children to do.
The more
And also
activities
for
they
them
get
going to
into, the more
school.
sports they get into, if they want to go off to school, the better. They got a lot of opportunities.
A lot of opportunities. And then the schools, when they see these students that come from the Bahamas, they are always so impressed with how much sport they do, you know, and these are really great things for us.
Sounds like you got a full week, man.
We do. We have a lot, but we are going to work on that story about the airport. We are. If anyone has any details, please let Barbara Watkins know. We are following up on the airport. We got to
Grand
get
Bahama
this done.
needs
There's
an
been
airport.
a lot of complaint on social media that we're trying to follow up with, and I'm sure if Darren was here, he'd try and give us an update as well.
Well, I'm sure we'd appreciate you chiming in.
Thank you. And we're following up on one of Darren's other stories as well on some dilapidated buildings that he's been pointing out.
Correct.
On
Doing a
his
good
show
job
as
with
well.
that, too.
We're going to work on that too.
All right, good stuff. We'll talk to you next week. All right, Sarah? Enjoy the rest of your week. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving to you in our non-Thanksgiving country.
There you go, but we celebrate it anyway. Gobble, gobble.
Yeah, boy. Because we get that food, boy.
There you go. Let's get to the break. Flip side of the break. We'll open up the lines. Caller, I see you. Hang tight on the flip side of the break. I'm coming right to you. Text lines are open. We got lots to talk about, man. All right, it's the Tuesday, November 26th edition of Talking Heads that continues right after this.
We got Babylon and the free talk coulda never get me down. And though they try to use me and abuse me, I leave them with the frown. Me bona fire pana we got Babylon and the free talk coulda never get me down. And though they try to use me and abuse me, I leave them with the frown.
This KFC drip just won't quit. Step your flavor game up with the new KFC Saucy Nuggets. 100% real premium white meat nuggets, sauced in your choice of one of 5 KFC sauces: Korean barbecue, mango habanero, guava barbecue, stinging honey garlic, or signature barbecue. Do whatever the crunch you want with any of our new KFC Saucy Nuggets. 100% real, 100% a deal. Only available for a limited time at your favorite KFC. KFC Saucy Nuggets drip. It's finger licking good.
John Shoes and Accessories is your one-stop shop for all your footwear needs. You will find what you're looking for among the growing collection of classic and trendy styles with new arrivals every week. John's covers the whole family and has great prices, helpful and friendly customer service. Your experience shopping with us will be time well spent. Shop with us online. We also now carry small home appliances. So come on into John's, located on Rosetta Street in Palmdale and Carmichael Road West. John's, we put fashion at your feet.
Cancer Treatment Centers of America is now City of Hope, creating one of the leading cancer care and research networks from coast to coast, providing more of what you need. More locations means more care closer to home. More specialists means more expertise. More research means more breakthroughs. More advancements means more treatment options. And more options means more hope. Learn more at cancercenter.com.
Play with Island Games. We making dreams come true. Play with Island Games. We paying more out to you. Don't mind the noise in the market. You getting cash in your pocket. 'Cause Island Games is spicy and spicy is tradition. So when you play Island Games, we putting Bahamians first. Guaranteed to pay. Island Games. We like them other jokers. We've been here from the start. From the bike to computer. Island Games. We gonna make your dreams come true. We playing with Island Games.
You're listening to Talking Heads with Naughty. Only on Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM.
Lord have mercy. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, well. People on fire, banner we got Babylon and the free talk coulda never get me down. And though they try to use me and abuse me, I leave them with the frown. Me bona fire banner we got Babylon and the free talk coulda never get me down. And though they try to use me and abuse me, I leave them with the frown. The way goes for so long and them plantation.
We're back at you on the Tuesday, November 20th. Heads. Let's go to the phone lines right now and see what we got. Kakalak and Talking Heads.
Yes,
Naughty, how you doing?
Hey,
Alan Johnson.
what's going on, C. Allen?
Not much, man. Just let me say that that hotel and Six Senses alone is not going to bring the airport into fiscal reality. If you understand and study airports, you have to understand that airports is a mall for which jets and planes depart from. So they look for a certain volume of people to stick around in the mall to bring a certain amount of revenue to be able to finance whatever note it is that you're going to have attached to the airport. So it becomes a volume basis. So when you look at 1,200 rooms, technically, even with the hotel, you most likely have to tear down 75% of that hotel, and eventually 100%, but 75% of the hotel just to begin with. So when people calculate that into what's expected for the airport, that's where the financial problem comes in. There is no strategy. There's no tourism strategy. I mean, not at the time, because there is a political party working on a tourism destination strategy that understands the marketplace and the move in the 21st century. But let's use even for Six Senses, the individuals that buy a $10 million place, or as they say, would spend $5,000, $10,000 a week to stay at a hotel, not necessarily coming to the regular airport. So the airport itself needs to have an environment so those fixed-base operations, etc., can allow those individuals to come in. Naughty, you don't take a bicycle to a $10,000 room. Okay? And so it's a whole, and this is where Sarah spoke about, a lack of communication. What is the strategy? Let me tell you, the Six Senses coming to Grand Bahama, and the fact that they have already broke ground, this isn't a conversation. They already broke ground, cleaning up the site, everything else, and begin to do the preparation. It's a big effing deal. Okay, I can't say the word because you're talking about the number one or the number two brand in the world.
Right.
What it does now, it creates a destination type ecosystem that people begin to look. And so you're now talking about Bahamians being able to build and finance hotels that they could get $2,500 a room for. And my numbers say you only need to show in a business environment that you could have 40% occupancy. Because I know from an international basis, yes, the two questions they ask you, Naughty, when you're about to do a business. Okay, and this is actually three. And this is something that we don't have conversation with on the air or even amongst ourselves. Yes, the three questions. Do you have enough fund? Do you know the number that you need to fund your business for the first 3 years? Fully. Not like how we say give you $10,000 or whatever amount, but you need to be able to show totally what it's going to cost you to run that business for 3 years. The second question is what you're building equal to, the value of what you're building equal to or greater than the amount of money you're asking? That question must be answered yes. If that question is answered yes, the next question is the revenue that can be generated equal to or greater than the monthly mortgage payment? If you answer both of those questions, you meet the international standard that the very foreigners amongst us utilize this to build their multi-million-dollar business. And so when you start talking about building boutique hotels, you're talking about $1 million, $1.5 million for maybe a 6-room or 8-room building. And so you then look, say, build an 8-plex for $2 million. You're getting $2,500 a week. You could multiply that by 80. You could very see that you could service that loan and make a reasonable profit. And so it then requires, though, because these are boutique hotels, it requires a tourism plan, a destination plan that actually creates the environment that if I wanted to open up a restaurant or a tour boat or a fishing boat or something, that I can have that information of what potentially will be landed here to use as an incorporation of who I will be able to service, in this ecosystem, to be able to go get that tour boat, to get that fishing boat,
right,
to get those spots. And so this is what we've been missing for the last 3 years, is an involvement. We've been having announcement. We've had an announcement of, the African village. But the question is that in competition of what is it that we're going to produce and what is it China is producing, and China is going for the deep south, is going for the south. With Trump coming back in, they must find a marketplace for letting out their products, considering that the United States may attach certain tariffs, etc. So it isn't one thing that you have a conversation from an economic standpoint, because you are actually talking about developing a country. Grand Bahama is a country when you look at what the infrastructure, what the rules of engagements are, and the destination. You're not like talking about developing an island. You're talking about developing and rebooting an infrastructure that's already in place. And what we've had MPs and other different things who are still talking about cleaning up parks. Grand Bahama, we should be talking about 5G, but we're talking about putting Wi-Fi in the park. We're missing the housing aspect, because if you begin to bring these workers in here, even to service these so-called things that's going to be built, where are they going to stay? As you can tell you, there's no more multifamily, practically no more multifamily for sale in Freeport. So that means you have to begin building. What strategy we have to actually develop Grand Bahama economy? And I'm hoping that in the new year, that seeing that there is a political party that understands, it says you cannot manage what you cannot measure, and you cannot measure what you refuse to acknowledge or you don't even understand exists. And there is a party that does, with all due respect. It's headed by Michael Pintard, and he's brought the right among of people who knows and understand the 21st century we live in and the economic models that is possible around him, so he doesn't become a one-man leader. And so this is why PLP's F&M Coalition of Independents, non-voters, even for religious or any other purpose, is part of an inclusionary policy of an inclusive opportunity and ownership economy. And I hope that in the next year that we have access to have a conversation, what's now, what's new, and what's next. Thank you so much.
Good stuff, Seattle. I appreciate you as always. Let's get to this other call. Talking Heads.
A pleasure. Good afternoon, Dolly.
Hey, what's going on, Sparky?
How you doing, good buddy?
I'm good, man. How was Jamaica?
Hey, man, I wish I was back there.
You sound like you're still coming down from Jamaica. But anyway, what's going on?
Well, I mean, I needed a break. I needed to get out of. It's been since 2018. I actually took a trip off the island, and I mentally, physically, and everything I needed. Everybody who's been there, though, Jamaican one is you get a difference. Jamaica is one big island. We are the island separated by water, seas. We need mail boats to get from, or planes to get from Nassau to Cat Island. Jamaica, you jump in the car, you go to Montego Bay, you go to Kingston, you just ride around one road. A new highway that comes from Montego Bay goes straight out to Kingston. But then, it's very, very hilly. It's very beautiful. And along the north side, there's nothing but beaches, as you know. Most of the hotels are on the beach side, the north side. The capital, Kingston, is down on the southwest side, and, that type of stuff. And then they have the tours where, you just enjoy them wherever you go, but they're long, so you take a whole day to maybe do 2 tours. So those that went there know you really want to go back. And then they got their culture and the Boer Malian. They got so much to offer. But we got this one island. But I hear you always be talking about the Grand Bahama, the Freeport issue. And we've been talking about this thing, Naughty, for time immemorial, and we seem to only talk about it. In the 70s, when I came out of government high, the government high, I used to go to Freeport 1 week out of every month. I was on the inventory department of Solomon Brothers. And we had to go down there to the International Bazaar and all the stores that they had to do all the inventory counting and so forth. We stayed across the road at the island, the hotel. And it was a bustling city. It was the magic city. And they used to tease Nassau about how crowded we are and how dirty we are. And then they get hit by a hurricane. They get hit by COVID. And then the Magic City disappeared. The majority of the people of Freeport, they ran to Nassau, the same little dirty city. But what amazes me with politics, Naughty and everything in the Bahamas, all these years we've been talking about the Grand Bahama Port Authority and the government this and Freeport as opposed to Grand Bahama. And nothing seems to change. It just seems to be talking. And why everybody, although as Bahamians, we all have the right to come to New Providence. But if we leave the out islands for only foreigners to develop populace, when all illegal and foreigners come and take over our islands, now they're taking over the capital with 27 empty towns. What's going to happen to the Grand Bahama on Freeport if the residents and the population of the Bahamians don't build their own island. Everybody's waiting for the government to build the island. If everybody from Andros come to Nassau to live and go to the better schools, we got the better hospitals, we got the better airports and so forth. Nothing is happening out Island. How are they going to flourish? How is Cat Island going to build? How is it Lucha going to build if everybody comes to Nassau to live? Right now, you got majority of the people we know who are popular from Freeport are in Nassau looking for jobs, living here, even if they paying rent, because they say there's nothing happening in Freeport. Every Tuesday, you come over with the lady, you all talk about the Freeport saga. And we do this over and over and over. You got people like C. Allen up there, they got all the ideas about what to be done, how it's to be done, and this. We got the politicians, every 5 years, they go in there, we vote for them, they go and they tell us the same thing for Freeport. But none of them even want to live in Freeport. All of the politicians leave their islands to come to New Providence live. They want to live Old Fort Bay, they want to live in Lyford Hills, they want to live out west, they want to live in San Souci, they want to live in Yamacoa, they want to live in gated communities, but they want to live in New Providence. If all our leaders want to live in New Providence, who's going to lead from the islands? If all the contractors come from South Andros to New Providence to get a job because they get a contract from a politician from Andros. You understand where I'm coming from?
Yeah, I hear you. I'm following you.
So what are we going to ever do when we always dependent on foreigners to come in here? You look, everybody talking about it every day. We have Chinese in this country. I know there's a Chinese on Wolf Road that's selling wholesale, retail, clothes, and food in one store.
Hold on. Is that a Chinese Bahamian who's been here for years and years and years, or is that somebody who's just arrived?
I don't know. We just see Chinese. What I'm saying is, but how can they get a license like that when Bahamians can't get one? A Bahamian might get a license for wholesale or retail, but he can't sell food in there. He can't sell clothes in there.
Well, Parky, we've been second-class citizens in our own country for a long, long time. Remember that? The more things change, the more they stay the same. You said it just now.
But the Chinese don't come shake on our gate and ask us to vote for them. We don't see the Chinese go into court. We don't see the Chinese in the black bus go to jail. We don't see the Chinese being accused of murder, this and that and the next. We don't see them, the fish fry crowded up every night. We don't see them walking the streets of Wilfred.
Sparky, I got you. I got you. We got to get to the break, but I got you. Good stuff as always, man. I hope to hear from you tomorrow. All right, let me check the text lines real quick. Don't forget Cuban Willie coming up right before the news in the 5 o'clock hour. Then in the 5 o'clock hour, we'll be talking sports. But, Naughty, why don't we just give the hotel a bay? Because it's all hotel. You can't give it a bay. Can't get it away. Naughty. Nassau is only 21 by 7, but has over 300,000 people. People could go missing in that crowd. Oh, boy. When it comes to Freeport, it's all talk, except C. Allen and a very small few. But you guys don't give him or others the hours you give almost the other talking heads across your show. I say bring C. Allen on and quiz him. See, Dr. Desby, you wrong. Because C. Allen been on my show many times. So, I don't know what talking heads you talking about. But he been on this show many times. And on previous incarnations as well. So, and I know C. Allen a long time. I know him from when he first started. And made his first appearances on 94.9 with Bodie. And it might have been before that. And then transitioned into Bodie. Long time, you know. So I get your point. He brings a lot to the table. But to say we don't feature him or allow him, sorry, wrong show. Now, if you want me to pass the message on to management, they can do that for you. But don't throw rock at this show because C. Allen is, a regular. All right. With that being said, let's slide into the break. Flip side of the break, we'll be in the 5 o'clock hour right after the news. We'll be talking sports as the Tuesday, November 26th edition of Talking Heads continues right after this.
And all those fans that you come tell. Hey, and all those books you stole away, all those kids you led astray. Wait on your judgment day.
All I do is win, no matter what.
Feeling lucky? Here's Cuban Willie's numerology report. Brought to you by...
Yepa, soy Joe Cuban Willie, and it's Tuesday, time for the football in my numerology report brought to you, of course, by the Island Game, and today's lucky football. 7014. 7014. Play it and win with the Island Game. Stay winning, my friend.
You're listening to Talking Heads with Naughty. Only on Guardian Radio. 96.9 FM.
Lord have mercy. Whoa, well.
Talking Heads with Naughty is brought to you by Burger King, the Cancer Treatment Centers of America, the Central Bank of the Bahamas, the Cleveland Clinic, Easy Car Sales, Fine Threads, Grand Bahama News, John's Department Store, Joker's Wild, KFC, Naughty Johnny's, Percy's Island Games, Prince Masters, and Tropical Gyros.
I leave them with the brown. The work goes by so long on them plantation, and me never get paid. Or gold they stole away, how many life them slay. Now them work just slap them in them face. Why are yes, you and your crew can go too well. Cause after we know under you colonial spell, and all those fans that you come tell. Hey, and all those books you stole away, all those kids you led astray. Wait on your judgment day. Me bona fire pan a weekend, Babylon and the freezer coulda never get me down. And though they tried to use me and abuse me, I leave them with a frown. Me bona fire pan a weekend, Babylon and the freezer coulda never get me down. And though they tried
We're back at you on the Tuesday, November 26th edition of Talking Heads. Your boy Naughty and your company right up until 6 p.m. Pearly should be zooming in short order. So keep an eye out for the Pearl as we wait for him. Because, you know, it's air fryer season, you know. This time of year when he's getting into the air fryer, you know. So, we'll wait for Pearly to zoom. Once we hear from Pearly, we'll be good to go. So, I'm going to proceed while Pearly chimes in. And that, as we do each and every day, we set it off with Today in Sports History, all brought to you, of course, by Naughty Johnny's. And listen.
I listen in.
Oh, okay, Pearly's here. Good to see you, Pearly. Good to hear from you. All right. I'll be honest with you. Naughty Johnny's hooking it up, man. Turkey and ham and gravy, lima beans and rice, candied yams, stuffing, corn pudding, cranberry sauce, and pumpkin squares. And pumpkin squares off the chain.
Oh, man, you're getting me hungry, buddy.
And listen, that's some big slice of turkey and ham, you know. You see meat on your plate. The gravy off the chain. The lima bean and rice is what I talking about. The lima bean and rice be off the chain. Candied yam, stuffing, corn pudding, cranberry sauce, pumpkin squares. That's what's going on for Thanksgiving at Naughty Johnny's. 377-7776. Reserve yours now. Because these go out of there like crack in New Jack City. Gone. 3776. Was that slow enough for you than the second time, Texter? Okay, good. All right, now on this day in sports history, several things pop off. On November 26, 1917, the National Hockey League was founded. The teams included were the Montreal Canadiens, the Montreal Wanderers, the Ottawa Senators, the Toronto Arenas, and Quebec Bulldogs. Frank Calder was elected as the first NHL president. He served from 1917 to 1943. In 1958, Maurice Richard of the Montreal Canadiens scored his 600th NHL career goal. That was the famous Rocket, Maurice the Rocket Richard. 1982, Howard Cosell called his last boxing match. 1984, Guy Lafleur of the Montreal Canadiens announced he would retire after 14 years in the NHL. 1998, Barry Sanders of the Detroit Lions became only the second running back in NFL history to run for more than 15,000 career yards. Of course, we know who surpassed all of that, Emmitt Smith. 1998, Hulk Hogan announced that he was retiring from pro wrestling and would run for president in 2000. We know how that turned out. 2003, Scott Stevens of the New Jersey Devils played in his 1,616th NHL game, breaking Larry Murphy's record for defensemen. Only 3 players had played more games than Stevens. Sports quote of the day: "You learn you can do your best even when it's hard, even when you're tired and maybe hurting a little bit. It feels good to show some courage." Joe Namath. And that's a wrap on today in sports history. Brought to you, of course, by Naughty Johnny's. That's the great Broadway Joe, man.
Then they moved out to the Rams and became Hollywood Joe.
Yeah, but that version in Hollywood wasn't no good, I hear.
No, it was not an Academy Award.
The New York, boy, that was an award-winning show.
Well, he guaranteed the Jets a Super Bowl, and he delivered.
And listen here, he beat up on a good team. That Colts team with Johnny Unitas and all them dudes on it, he beat up on a solid squad.
Yeah, he did. But after that, he never do nothing much after that.
Boy, listen here, Pearly. We can go to the call now. But there was an argument yesterday, but you would have been proud of your Merino Whites, boy. Man, listen here. They was firing off like bronzexuals defending Don Marino, boy.
You mean the greatest quarterback that ever lived? Yeah, I understand.
No. I can't give him that, Pearly. Greatest quarterback that ever lived is Tom Brady, as much as I hate to say it. Now, Marino could be in the conversation, but, and I'm not trying to get back and forth with you on this, but I mean, I'll put it to you like this.
Well, I know you only look at championships.
No. See, Pearly, no, stop.
Because
stop.
if you take the championships off the table and just look at pure numbers, then we have a different discussion.
Pearly, here's my theory. And you can't see, you like to selectively say I look at championships and you put in a broad stroke and you don't break it down. And now since you went there, I have to break it down because I came in here with clean hands, olive branch. I didn't come in here with no malice. But since you want to get a little malicious, fine. I will get malicious in return too. The reason why you have to add rings to it, me and you could go on for days about a quarterback within a couple thousand yards of each other. Let's be honest. And it don't just end with, well, Marino had 61,000, but somebody could hypothetically counter and say, hey, well, what about Warren Moon? He had about 20-some thousand in Canada before he came to the league in the NFL and did 50 grand in the NFL. Those arguments we could have back and forth determine the separation of them two. At some point, you got to bring up, well, how many championships they won.
My only argument against that is, and I'll say this, and we don't have to carry this on, it's a team sport. Marino put up 41 points. Or 38
and that
points,
is, and let me tell you something.
41 points.
That is one thing. Sport. That is one thing, y'all Marino Whites, whether you are here on this show, whether you're in the barber shop, whether you're in the gutter, whether you're in the office of the Prime Minister, not saying anybody in office, all of y'all will bring up this team sport conveniently. And let me finish, Pearly. Let me finish. To defend Marino. Now it is a team sport, but I've also witnessed you and other Marinoites for other teams they pull for. Go with the stats and the championships. It's not a team sport then.
I don't argue championships, and I don't argue championships. You can say others, but Pearly don't argue championships.
I have heard you include championships in the basketball argument, Pearly. And a hush falls over the crowd. And baseball. Who do you lead with your Dodgers? You open up with, we have the greatest player in the game. And you don't think now, in addition to all what Ohtani has done next season, I got to add 2 World Series champion on top of that?
No,
yes or no?
I won't argue that.
Because that's coming, right? All I'm saying is I find it mighty coincidental, and I find it mighty ironic how you all defend Marino as Marinoites. I do. You're very good at it. A lot of you new school will not get in it. You know what I mean? But the old schoolers, do you all have like a secret society where you all meet twice a month or something?
I hear you.
To keep the legacy of Dan alive, do you all show up in 13 jerseys and one old school from Pitt University? Do we have that?
I don't remember.
Do y'all play the flea flicker to Tony Nathan? Listen, my pops is the same way. Mira. Listen. Coño, mira. How many guys go on the thing and on the field? 11. No Guang, 11. And 13 was the best Guang of the 11. Pero it's 11. It's not his fault that he lose. I was like, okay. Translated, that's 11 dudes go on the field. 13 was the best of the 11 to go on the field, but he was the best one of the 11. He wasn't just him one. Can you all imagine if Marino won a Super Bowl? How you all would carry on? How would you all carry on if Marino had a Super Bowl on his belt?
Can we talk about something else? What happened in home court and stuff like that? Why are we making this a Marino show?
Because no. I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it.
Conclusion on this.
I'm going to conclude it right now. There are Marinoites. You have come in at number 3 now after what I've heard. There are Jordanites and Brunsexuals. You all safe. You all still number 1 on the list of defending your sports deity. You all still safe. But watch out for the Marinoites. You get them all together at the same time, they may take you all out. Let's go to the phone line.
Marino, when you look at the losing of all those teams, and you may see Marino have done stuff, interception that cost us a Super Bowl or something like LeBron have missed these free throws or thrown up. Anyway, let's move on. You know what I mean.
Like Russell Wilson?
No comment.
Let's go to the phone lines. Talking Heads.
Boy, you gave me early today and you had me on for at least 10 minutes just now listening to you and Burley.
Man, let me put him back on hold for 10 more minutes, man. Put him back on hold for 10 more minutes. Anyway, go ahead.
We know there's a 10-minute conversation.
There's a 20-minute conversation. Go ahead, Skiller. What's going on?
No, that's what I like what you did yesterday. Now, the reason why I call you on your cell, where I was, I had no phone. So I said, hoping that you could have called me so I could tell you what that was you call him? The faker 9?
49ers.
The fraudy, right, the 49ers.
Fraudy, fraud, as in fraudulent figures, as in fraud.
And I was saying that's the right word because he's a real fraud. Let me tell you why I say he's a real fraud. Well, Naughty, when your team lose, you show up and you either defend whatever the people show at you. Pearly, the same thing. Muff, the same thing. Me, the same thing. Every time the 49er lose, he never won't show up. I was waiting to hear him yesterday, and I say, oh, Lord, that can't be the nigga would say he's a 49er. He even ain't defend anything. What did he name again? Sawyer.
Yeah, man, listen. It ain't just him. It ain't just him. A bunch of them shell-shocked because, listen, they were picked to be the Super Bowl champs this year. Everybody was on their bandwagon.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, for a game, they won game better than my Dallas Cowboys, and my Dallas Cowboys are horrible.
Yeah, they can be the
champs. You know, Skiller. You done call your Dolphins to win what? You call your Dolphins to win what? 7 or 8 straight, Pearly?
Who?
You
9.
You said 9. You say 9 straight, right? I can tell you now. I can tell you right now. I don't want this to happen. But look at the Cowboys schedule between now and then. They get lone donkey teams on there. And it might not just be y'all, you know.
Yeah.
I don't want it to happen for Dallas' sake. I don't.
Lordy, I hear you call off all them teams yesterday, what you all facing coming up. I see you all could probably go all the way too. Because I see a team there what I could definitely say.
Skiller, I don't want this, man. If we win, Pearly,
But then if you all go there,
you know
then
we
you
got
all
the
be
number
in the
11
playoff.
pick right now. I want it to stop. If we win on Thursday, Pearly, will we drop to 16 or 17?
Way up there, yeah.
Dear Jesus, I mean, come on, man.
Put it the wrong way, man. You worrying, but if you all fall.
No,
I
man,
said
Skilla,
if
I
you
had
all
my eye on
make
that
the
prize. I
playoff.
had him at a top 3 pick. I had him being able to trade and move around, get some better players, take best
Yeah,
player
but you're only
available.
saying that because you all drop a couple games in a row.
5 in a row,
Right, but then
Skilla.
you could go and win one another 7 in a row and be right in the playoff mix.
I didn't tell you, send me some of that flip with you drinking, man, because I starting to believe.
But Skilla can make you believe now.
I tell you, boy.
No, but Naughty, if the way them teams that I hear you call off yesterday, they winnable teams for you all. Let me show you something, Naughty. Watch this. Okay. What that team name?
We play the Giants on Thursday. We play the Giants on Thursday.
Huh?
We play the Giants on Thursday.
No, I mean the team you all beat the other
The
day.
Commanders.
Okay, watch this. You see how they come out the gate?
Uh-huh.
No.
Yeah, lost 3 in a row.
Okay, so it ain't the racing for the swiftest, but who went toward at the end?
That's true. I mean, we got the Giants, we got the Bengals, which is a dogfight, but maybe we could pull that off. We got the Panthers. They're no slouch. They've improved a lot.
Even the Bengals struggling.
And then the Buccaneers, and the Eagles. And we end up with the Commanders at the end of the year. But see, the good thing about it is, you end up, the Eagles may be qualified already. They may rest
Wait,
some
let me
people.
tell you something. You all may be the team that upset the Eagles.
Yeah,
Because that's your rivalry, right?
That's a rivalry game.
Okay. You all may be the team that upset them. That will put you all on the next level. So, but that's all I say now. I think I'm playing tonight, right?
Oh.
Lakers are playing tonight, right?
I believe
Really?
so. Pearly Lakers playing tonight. They should be. They had a couple nights off.
Yeah, I think we playing Suns tonight, man.
Yeah, the Suns are. They playing the Suns tonight, and the Suns are reloaded. I'll be honest with you. The Suns are reloaded because they get everybody back. They play tonight at 10 o'clock, and the Suns got all the. They got all the. Yeah, they got Durant back. They got Beal back. So they're gonna be loaded.
Tell me something. Momani, Pearly Momani, he ain't come around yet?
Pearly, unmute or did we lose Pearly? Pearly, unmute yourself, man.
Who are you talking about?
The center with the backup center. With his
you mean
screening
Hayes?
angle or something like that.
Jackson Hayes?
Yeah, Jackson
Hayes?
Hayes.
He's still out.
He's still
Still
out.
out? The ankle ain't healed yet?
Yeah, we got Bronny James, shooting guard, his heel, he's out. Christian Wood, power forward with the knee, he's out. Jared Vanderbilt, power forward with the foot, he's out. Maybe back in the lineup.
Oh, yeah, because they don't have his out, so he's probably back in the lineup.
Bradley Beal and Kevin Durant, they come back tonight.
I mean, who them names you just called off just now, would you say out?
Bronny James, Christian
Who are
Wood,
they?
and Jared Vanderbilt. Bronny James, that's LeBron's son.
What do you have?
And
What is
Anthony Davis, this is a game time decision,
that's
so
what
he
I
may not
want.
play
What
his well.
happened to him, man? What he name?
I think he's playing.
What happened to my man?
Who, Bronny?
No, not Bronny. Tingham.
Which one?
Shoot. The defensive player would we get? You just call his name after Bronny name.
Jared Vanderbilt?
Yeah. What happened to him?
He's still working that foot injury.
What type of foot injury that was?
I think it's a Lis Frank, and that's a hard injury to heal.
Oh, wow. Yeah. My Lord.
That's
Now,
not an
he get
easy
him
hit.
back. But once we can get him back, he look good, boy, on that defensive end.
We'll see.
Yeah.
All right,
yeah.
Skiller, we got to get to some other calls and other stuff. Good
Yeah,
stuff, man.
okay,
Call
bro.
us
You all
tomorrow,
have a
man.
blessed one. I
You
get
too,
going
man.
in, though.
Be safe. All right, bro.
Yeah.
Bless. Boy, Pearly, scary thought today coming out of Dallas. They took a headline, and they take half a headline or half a quote, you know what I mean, and make it a headline.
Yeah.
Jerry had people believing he could bring McCarthy back next year, but when I tell you.
He might just do that.
No, I don't think so. I think he's trying to be as diplomatic as he can. Fire you. Now, I'll be honest with you, McCarthy get this team to the playoffs by some miracle. You know what I mean? With no quarterback and no nothing, he'll be back. Because he could say, I didn't have a quarterback, I had injuries, and look what I did. You can't deny that, right?
That's true.
We'll see. I mean, your coach putting together a good little run because they were starting to talk bad about him, and then all of a sudden now the Dolphins winning. You're right there, 5-6.
Yeah, but he was doing what he could. A lot of people question it, but he knew he had no quarterback. I mean, you take Tua out for a minute and put Skylar Thompson in there, and he fumbling the ball and cost us a touchdown, whole score.
Boy, look, yeah, and Tua was on that
Dolphins
day
got to
too.
do one thing and make sure they get a backup. And I wouldn't mind Daniel Jones being our backup.
Oh God. On that note, let's go to the phone lines. Talking heads.
Backup.
I tell y'all as can make y'all eat y'all words, right? Huh? But he just eat his words just now.
What words?
You quarterback.
What did I say? What did I say?
You just said it. You said it. He didn't have a quarterback.
No, because I said Tua was out. He didn't have a quarterback.
You said he didn't have a quarterback.
I meant to say, no, don't try put
No, listen, no matter how much you edited, we got the master tape. The man was referring to the fact.
Very good command of the King's English.
He was referring to the fact that the Dolphins had no quarterback. That's how I took the statement.
I know what he was referring to. I can understand English,
Can you now?
Yes, I can understand.
Obviously
English,
not, because you still ain't paid that debt off yet.
Mystery, who I was referring to then? Tell me, because since you know what's going through my mind, tell me who I was referring to.
Skylar Thompson. You was referring to the quarterback, the coach for the Miami Dolphins.
No, I said the coach was doing what he had to do because he discovered once Tua got hurt, he had no quarterback. That's why I don't mind Daniel Jones being my backup next year.
It's all about a quarterback. That's what it is. But, Noddy, I wouldn't say it's Noddy. I want to ask you something. That was Skiller who being on just now, pulling your leg and making you feel good, saying you're going to upset.
Man, listen here, man. I have my laughs about that, man. I'm already upset Dallas isn't going to get a top 5 pick now because we won on the weekend, and 10-1 we're going to win on Thanksgiving. So that'll put us at like number 16 or number 17. I'm not happy.
Yeah, but why you didn't correct him, though?
Let's have a laugh with it, man. You never know, stranger things have happened. I don't want it to happen, but let it play out. Let's see how it goes.
Yeah.
Never know. You might end up with the Dolphins and the Cowboys in the Super Bowl with 2 donkey records.
Y'all played good, though. Y'all played good. I played good, too, on Sunday.
Man, them special teams played all right. Turpin had a nice kickoff return, and Wanye Thomas did, too. But as far as the game goes, Dallas should have had that game won. And that's why Dallas can't go nowhere, because we got too many injuries, man. And you watch down the field and score 14 points like that.
Dak Prescott out, y'all going somewhere. Just keep Dak out.
That's because you got a man crush on Cooper Rush. That's what happened. All right, my brother. Be safe, man. Take care. Yeah, man. But Pearly, I mean, a lot of football left to go,
Yeah, I know.
A lot of football left to play. Not everybody's got impeccable records. You got 1 or 2 teams with some nice records in there. When you start to look at it, you know what I mean? Ish could happen. Not saying that it's probable, but it could. And we've seen stranger things in sports. Let's get back to the phone lines. Talking heads.
Hey, Naughty Pearly.
Hey, what's going on?
All right, now I heard y'all was commanding the football with Marino, right? I said Marino was a good quarterback. Did he ever win a Super Bowl?
No.
Okay. So who you would say is the greatest? I think you were saying, what is his name, the New England fellow.
I can't deny Brady. I mean, Brady's won 7 Super Bowls, 6 in New England, 1 in Tampa Bay. And, I mean, longevity, career longevity allowed him to achieve a lot of records, too.
Yeah, I think he was pretty good. Then you had, what the guy named, the young fellow.
Who, Steve Young?
Yeah, he went 1 or 2, eh?
No, he won 1 Super Bowl.
I would give Joe Montana over Steve
Yeah,
Young.
you put Joe Montana over Steve Young. If you're going to put Steve Young in the conversation...
Montana, that's the name I tried to.
Yeah, because if you put Steve Young in there, I could throw Troy Aikman in there, because Troy had 3 and he beat Steve Young twice. But anyway, that's a different story.
Yeah.
No, Montana. Now, here's the interesting one. You and Pearly could help me on this. Talking again with these same Marino Whites who I was in this argument with, debate with this morning. Somebody
I know, but Marino was a good fellow. I mean, only
But hear me. I want you and Pearly to answer this for me. They put Joe Montana in the conversation as one of the greats because he had 4. I said, well, if you're going to put Joe Montana in there, you have to put Terry Bradshaw in there because Terry Bradshaw had 4 Super Bowls first.
What? Anyhow,
Yeah,
you know more than me. I never
Bradshaw
tried.
some good numbers.
I know Marino was
black
one of the
thing
best.
took the black quarterback job because they weren't quite ready for black
Marino,
quarterback then.
we'll talk about it in a second, Pearly. Caller, you're right. Marino was one of the best to do it, but statistically he was.
Yeah.
And he had that wicked motion and everything, quick release, but lacking in the hardware. But that's for some, not for others. Others will accept him without that. Me, I got my criteria. But me and Pearly chop it up on the flip side of the break. Good call. But Pearly, I agree. If you put Montana there, you got to put Bradshaw in that conversation, right?
Yeah.
Bradshaw ended with 28,000 career yards. That team was run predicated first with Franco Harris and Rocky Blyer. Bradshaw had good receivers in Stallworth and Swan. And then all of a sudden, they win 4 Super Bowls. And he did his thing. He was the first to have 4. Montana only tied him in the win category. He might have had more yards, but my God, he had the greatest wide receiver in the history of the game playing for him, Jerry Rice.
Yep.
So, yeah, I'm glad you didn't. Yeah, you see what I'm saying, right? It's a debate at least. It's at least debatable.
Yep.
All right, man. We'll talk about that and more on the flip side of the break as the Tuesday, November 26th edition of Talking Heads continues right after this.
And all those books you stole away, all those kids you led astray. Wait on your judgment day. Bobby wrong, me bona fire pana weekend.
This KFC drip just won't quit. Step your flavor game up with the new KFC Saucy Nuggets. 100% real premium white meat nuggets, sauced in your choice of one of 5 KFC sauces: Korean barbecue, mango habanero, guava barbecue, stinging honey garlic, or signature barbecue. Do whatever the crunch you want with any of our new KFC Saucy Nuggets. 100% real, 100% a deal. Only available for a limited time at your favorite KFC. KFC Saucy Nuggets drip. It's finger licking good.
Refined style with elegant taste, then fine threads is your place. If you want those slacks hemmed or just taking the waist, then fine threads is your place. If you wanna look suave and debonair everywhere you go, like you're supposed to be in a video, wanna step out and look great, then fine threads is your place. Refined style with elegant taste, then fine threads is your place. Is your place. Is your place.
John Shoes and Accessories is your one-stop shop for all your footwear needs. You will find what you're looking for among the growing collection of classic and trendy styles with new arrivals every week. John's covers the whole family and has great prices, helpful and friendly customer service. Your experience shopping with us will be time well spent. Shop with us online at www.johnshoes.com. John's also now carries small home appliances, so come on into John's, located on Rosetta Street in Palmdale and Carmichael Road West. John's, we put fashion at your feet.
The Grand Bahama News is available every Tuesday in the Nassau Guardian. You can buy your local paper at Freeport Convenience Stores, Western Bakery, DeGregory's Fine Foods, and Bellevue Gifts. Now is the time to reach your Grand Bahama Market with affordable packages, including print and digital. Call GB News sales representative Kavandre at 822-6717 or message him on WhatsApp for ad rates. Classified ads are now available every Tuesday as well. Keep up with everything Grand Bahamian every Tuesday in the Nassau Guardian.
Are you dreaming of an EV? Now is the time. Easy Car Sales is offering unbelievable deals on 2024 models with end-of-year discounts. Plus, quick and simple in-house financing makes it easy for everyone to go electric. Take a test drive and experience the thrill today at EV City on Abundant Life or Gladstone Road. Step into a smarter, more affordable drive with Easy Car Sales, your trusted EV and warranty provider since 2016.
You're listening to Talking Heads with Naughty. Only on Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM.
We're back at you on the Tuesday, November 26th edition of Talking Heads. Your boy Naughty along with Earl Pearl and company right up until 6 p.m. Listen, Pearly, we got a good take home today, man. Colin Cowherd, Nick Wright taking us home today. Breaking down Colin Cowherd's top 10 NFL teams.
Okay.
This should be pretty interesting. Let's get to this phone lines real quick. Talking Heads.
Yeah, brothers. What's going on?
What's going on, Muff? Hey, everything cool?
Yeah. But Pearly, the real test could be, for us, could be Thursday. Because the 5 teams we beat, they ain't over 500. So Thursday,
that game against Green Bay could be big.
And where is it? In Green Bay, right?
Yeah, it could be in Green Bay too.
Y'all got to be careful, man, because if it's snowing...
What the 49ers couldn't do on Sunday, you see. So only one team in 2 years will be beat with over 500, overrated team. I ain't calling no one here.
Oh, Buffalo.
Only one team we beat over 500.
Oh, last year, I'll say.
Yeah, but...
That's for the first time in 20 years, though, so you could call a name if you want. About time you finally beat us. Old pawn scum.
Hey, so, little brother 0-3 against big brother. But Johnson gave away that game, and Johnson dropped all them passes, man. The 3 passes with Johnson, they're crucial for his stand place, man.
I don't know about all of that.
Yeah, man.
He had one or two.
It was a good game, though. Naughty, you see that dunk from John Moran?
Oh, my goodness. It was incredible.
You see why you say you like to see it?
Always remind me of Kobe and Allen Iverson, man.
Hey, they got to check his tennis, though. Some shocks or springs got to be in that, man.
But that's what I call...
From the free throw line, right?
One step over the free throw line.
From the 3-point line.
That's what you call getting poise or getting juck. You know what I mean?
I'm serious.
That's definitely an old school...
I like to enjoy watching, too. LaMelo Ball, too, boy.
LaMelo Ball is definitely nice to play, man.
Yeah, but the dribble crossover, the step back behind the 3-point line. I know it's the hardest ball handle between him, Kyrie Irving, and Tingham.
Who?
And John Moran, who can handle the ball the best.
Ball is a pure point guard. He's a better passer than everything.
Kyrie got a stupid set of handles. Ja got some good handles, too, but boy, I don't know.
That's one between them 3 right there, boy. Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's a good debate.
Football, man. We got a game on Friday and all, too. On Black Friday, we have game Thursday, then game Sunday.
All kind of football, man.
Football.
Yeah, man. How you mean?
Yeah, man. Yeah. 3 good games on Thursday. Yeah, man. Okay. Yeah,
Send me decent one on Friday.
Thanksgiving too, man. Let me let someone else get into, man. Let me link.
You too, my brother. Be safe. Always good to hear from you. All right, Purdy, let's get into these picks, man. And don't forget, man, it's all about the Island game. It's all about the NFL takedown, and they still got 2 big drawings left to go. They got the month of November. You got $5,000 up for grabs, and then, of course, December, grand prize, all expense paid to a trip to the Super Bowl for 2 in New Orleans. So you definitely want to check that out as well. All right. You're going NBA tonight, Purdy. You got to go NBA tonight. A couple of good games in the NBA.
Yep.
College football got a couple of games tonight as well, too. Can't tell you a word of lie. Couple of good games in college football. You got Kent State taking on Buffalo. Buffalo should actually win that one. They're favored by 24. I don't know.
Kansas State ain't been a game all season, so Buffalo should beat them.
Yeah, but playing in the snow, 24-point cover, I don't know. I'll play it safe and take them with the money line. You know what I mean?
You know something? I wouldn't be surprised because Kent State is everybody's just wallop them.
Oh,
right?
Okay.
They get beat like they give up 52 to 21, 41 to nothing, 37 to 34 to 7,
they
38
real
to 7.
bucket.
Yeah.
Toledo and Akron. I like Toledo on the road by 9. Akron is another good team. You might want to take Akron and the 9 points at home. Toledo still may get it done, but they may not cover the 9. So you could look at that as well. Depending on the weather, you got the over of 49. If it's snowing, take the under. If it's not, take the over.
Well, Toledo has scored points. They scored over 20 points in all their games except their second game of the season. They average about 30 points a game. They can score. I wouldn't be surprised because Akron hasn't done that well.
But they could get a couple of points. They get a couple of points, and Toledo do a thing, and it's not snowing. They could go over.
Why I say the over is good because Akron has scored a lot as well. Forgive me. Akron has put up over 25 points in every game they played.
So I could
50
go
points
over.
in one occasion, 31 points. So the over, I would take the over in that.
All right. Good stuff, Burley. All right, let's check the NBA tonight. We got the Wizards at home +5 against the Bulls.
I like the Bulls, and I'll take the points.
I like the Bulls. I'll take the money line. We got the Heat at home -2 over the Bucks. The Heat played last night, but the Bucks got issues. I'll take the Heat -2 at home.
I'll take the Bucks with the points.
Minnesota Timberwolves at home by 3.5 over the Houston Rockets. I like the Houston Rockets plus the 3.5, and Minnesota played a tough game last night.
Yeah, but I still like Minnesota. I think they're starting to slowly come together. I like them, and I'll take the points.
Spurs by 2.5 over the Utah Jazz. I like Wemby and the gang by 2.5 over the Jazz.
I like that as well.
Phoenix got everybody back, only a 2.5-point favorite against the Lakers. Well, heck, give me the Lakers plus 2.5.
Give me the Lakers plus the 2.5.
There you go, man. All right, Pearly. That's a wrap, man. You got anything to say before we get out of here?
No, I'm good. I'm just waiting to see. I understand 5 teams have made offers to Juan Soto today. The Dodgers, the Yankees, the Mets, the Phillies.
And only one really matters, the Yankees.
No, but the Red Sox are hearing as the front runner. I don't know how true that is.
That's what the agents will always say. Soto ain't leaving New York for a difference of money. If he can go, it's going to be obscene to somebody like y'all who give him a huge difference in the offer, like a counter. Okay, this is what the top offer was. Here's another $100 million on top of that. Let's get it done. And that's how y'all go. Greedy suckers. Anyway, I'm no one to talk. I'm a Yankee. All right, Pearly. Good stuff. We'll do it again tomorrow, man. Good stuff, everybody who called in, checked in, and texted in. Good stuff. And, have a good one. And be good, Bahamas. And if you can't be good at it. We'll see you tomorrow.
Could I never get me down? I know they tried to use me and abuse me. I leave them with the frown. The work goes for so long on them plantation, and me never get paid. Of all they stole away, how many life them slay? Now them work to slap them in them face. Why are you?
This KFC drip just won't quit. Step your flavor game up with the new KFC Saucy Nuggets. 100% real premium white meat nuggets, sauced in your choice of one of 5 KFC sauces: Korean barbecue, mango habanero, guava barbecue, stinging honey garlic, or signature barbecue. Do whatever the crunch you want with any of our new KFC Saucy Nuggets. 100% real, 100% a deal. Only available for a limited time at your favorite KFC. KFC Saucy Nuggets drip. It's finger-licking good.
For fast, reliable, and impactful printing services, look no further. Let Printmasters bring your masterpiece to life. We stand by our quality products that is second to none. Our affordable pricing and friendly, efficient staff makes Printmasters the ultimate choice for all your printing needs. We can deliver any type of printing services, from banners to booklets to business cards. You name it, we can print it.
Let Printmasters bring your masterpiece to
Phone 302-2361.
Play with Island Games. We making dreams come true. Play with Island Games. We paying more out to you. Don't mind the noise in the market. You getting cash in your pocket. 'Cause Island Games is spicy and spicy is tradition. So when you play Island Games, we putting Bahamians first. Guaranteed to pay. Island Games. We like them other jokers. We've been here from the start. From the bike to computer. Island Games. We gonna make your dreams come true. We playing with Island Games.
Cancer Treatment Centers of America is now City of Hope, creating one of the leading cancer care and research networks from coast to coast, providing more of what you need. More locations means more care closer to home. More specialists means more expertise. More research means more breakthroughs. More advancements means more treatment options. And more options means more hope. Learn more at cancercenter.com.
You're listening to Talkin' Heads with Naughty. Only on Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM.
Lord have mercy. Oh, well.
Things first, Nick Wright joining us live. Anything jump out to you? Let's start with that. Anything jump out to you?
Yeah. I mean, the Ravens a touch high, and I'd like to talk about this for a moment because I understand the Ravens, media cycle. It goes like this. If they win, it is a Lamar Jackson MVP love fest, and when they lose, it's why'd they give Lamar the ball so much and not Derrick Henry? I'm used to that, so that doesn't surprise me. What did surprise me, and my feelings are not hurt easily, but was from my dear friend, once mentor Colin Cowherd, who, listen, I've gotten over the fact you don't call me as much as you used to. You call Danny Perkins instead. That's fine. Life's changed. Yeah. But when I see a subtweet directed right at my heart, and you don't even have the courage to tag me in it, this feels like a big game, right? So does this count for Lamar Jackson? Just trying to keep track. No one has. Listen, Lamar wins 80% of his football games.
Yeah.
A lot of those are big games.
Yeah.
The only he wins 4 out of 5 games he plays, except for, of course, in the playoffs against the Chiefs or against his divisional rival. Those games he wins 1 out of 4. That's the only but. And we can play patsy with this idea that it's unfair to hold him to a standard that no one had a problem holding Peyton Manning to for a decade of his career.
Yeah.
And I do think one day he'll get over the hump.
Yes.
But I was not surprised, and I don't think you were surprised, that the Ravens looked unbelievable in a spot they typically look unbelievable in. He's not. This is the one thing, in all seriousness, I want to clarify. Nobody serious is arguing Lamar can't beat good teams against Tua. Nobody is arguing that Lamar wilts under the bright lights of Monday Night Football or Sunday Night Football. That's the argument against Kirk Cousins. It's a very specific point, which is the very biggest spots he does not seem to play his best, which is why they went out and got Derrick Henry, so hopefully he won't have to. Yeah. I still think, with all that said, 5 is a little high for a team whose pass defense I don't trust at all.
Yeah.
But just tag me in the tweet, Colin. I mean, we've known each other for a decade. It's a little harsh.
It was kind of Aaron Rodgers passive aggressive. I got to admit, it was.
Yeah, it was. It wasn't like you. I mean, I couldn't believe it when I saw it. I was like, is this a fake account? Is Colin on Blue Sky now? What is it? But it was you. No, it was you.
Threads and Blue Sky. Couldn't find him if I wanted to. So I said this earlier. I think the Niners think they have a solution at quarterback. I think they have a dilemma. Is that I think Brock Purdy is a less talented version of Tua. And I think Miami knows we got to play playoff games at home. We don't want to go north. And I think I watched Brock Purdy in rain in Cleveland, and they had ball security issues. And now he's got a mysterious injury. And they had MRIs, and nobody knows it. I said this yesterday, and apparently it was met with outrage. I said, folks, if you're 5-7 in your last 12, it'll be 5-8 out of your last 13 when you lose to Buffalo. It's time for a reboot. Kansas City, Shanahan's 0 for 5 with 4 blowout losses. It's time for a reboot. Am I crazy, or does that make sense to you?
Well, I mean, I guess I would need to define reboot. Like, I certainly would not move off Shanahan.
No,
and I don't think that's what you're talking about.
No, not that at all.
I think he's a great coach.
Yes.
But here is what I would, the Niners, I think smartly, put a lot of eggs in the last couple years' basket when it comes to their salary cap and an aging roster, which, listen, they were the favorites in the Super Bowl and had a lead in overtime of the Super Bowl 9 months ago. So I don't blame them for being like, we can win right now. I don't think it was a mistake. However, now with Trent Williams, every year he doesn't retire is a bonus. Kittle is still excellent, but I know Kelsey makes us think that tight ends are supposed to be good into their 30s. That's not the history of the position. You don't know what version of Ayuk you're going to get post-ACL, and Debo, oddly, looks to be in a different spot, at least this season.
Yeah.
And Christian McCaffrey, is it just the injuries? Is it the age? Is it both? So they do have some real questions moving forward. So I think that is all totally legitimate and correct. What I would not be comfortable doing if I'm San Francisco is paying Brock Purdy this offseason if this season continues in the direction it's been going. I would definitely want, because what we got was last year Purdy played at this level with all these stars playing at a super high level. This year, not quite as many stars, and the ones who are there not playing at quite the same level. And he looks, a lot more Jimmy Garoppolo-ish than more mobile Jimmy, but that level of production. So I would just want another year of data before I made him a $60 million a year man. So I wouldn't tear the thing down to the studs, but they're already probably going to lose Hufanga, who's been out with an injury. They're probably going to lose Javarius Ward. They're probably going to lose Dre Greenlaw, who's just now coming back. People assume they're going to trade Debo because they drafted Pearsall and signed Ayuk. They have some real decisions to make. And I would want another year of evidence before I committed to paying Brock Purdy, at near the top of the market, which is what you would have to do if you paid him this offseason.
So I said, Babe Ruth, Red Sox, Yankees. Probably not the same, but Saquon Giants to the Eagles was so predictable because the Giants have a bad O-line and the Eagles have a great one. And the Giants had a bad quarterback and the Eagles have a very good one. And the Giants didn't have a star receiver to take some heat off the running back, and the Eagles have two of them. To me, the Saquon to the Eagles thing leaves such a stink, such a smell. I mean, it's hard to overcome really bad transactions. I joked. I said, could you imagine the Chiefs saying, listen, we really like Mahomes, but not that much. We're going to let him go to Denver with Sean Payton. What? Now, it's not that because he's a running back. But when I watch Saquon Barkley, is this the worst move in league history? I think it's in the running.
Well, so a lot to unpack there. You brought up Mahomes. Like, could you imagine being a quarterback-needy team, like say you have, Tyrod Taylor as your quarterback, haven't had a quarterback in 30 years, and you trade the pick that becomes Patrick Mahomes? Oh, wait, that's exactly what Buffalo did. We already had the Babe Ruth trade in football. It was the Bills trading the Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes, and all he's done is end their season 3 of the last 4 years. So that take is taken by me. The Babe Ruth trade exists in the NFL. However, to your actual point here, first, I have to raise my hand and say I got the Saquon thing totally wrong. In the offseason, I said I don't understand. Philly was already a great running team. I said Philly already offense wasn't the issue. Paying top of the market for an aging running back who had been injured, who I thought the best football I ever saw him play was at Penn State and his first year in the league, I thought was a mistake. Those were all my takes, and I was dead wrong. He has been transcendent. And it honestly makes you question, we knew things were bad in New York, but were they actually worse than we thought? Because for a few years, this guy looked good. Not great, not historic, just good. And now instantly, he is putting up a season that goes toe-to-toe through a dozen games with Jim Brown and Walter Payton's best years.
Yes.
He's on pace to break the rushing record and the yards from scrimmage record. He could break a 12-year drought of running backs not winning league MVP and it being a quarterback-only award. And so he has changed my feeling on Philly entirely. I still don't trust their coach, and I probably don't like Jalen Hurts as much as you do. But A.J. Brown plus Devontae Smith when he's healthy, plus this running back, those two tackles, and Fangio remaking that defense on the fly with some savvy draft picks and additions, they, to me, look like the scariest team in the NFC.
Yeah.
And so it was a great move by them. And it also makes me wonder, will any team ever want to do Hard Knocks again? Because that clip will live forever. And can I say one more thing about Philly that I think America hasn't fully thought about? Here's why I think Philly is such an attractive bet. They might get the 1 seed, they might not. But their floor, Colin, is the 2 seed.
Yeah.
They're worried because Washington's fallen apart.
Yep.
NFC West, NFC South is not going to get a good enough record. Detroit, as great as they've been, they are 1 2-game losing streak away from being the 5 seed because Minnesota's on their tail. They play Minnesota in Week 18. The division could come down to that. So Detroit's been the best, but Detroit's probably the 1. But if Detroit isn't the 1, it's likely because Minnesota caught them, and now they're the 5. And now Goff is on the road the whole playoffs. They're not indoors, all of that. Philly is, kind of safe and secure. Worst case scenario, they're the 2. So just because the NFC North has been so good and Minnesota's, kept winning, Detroit's placement in the playoff picture is a little more precarious than I think people realize.
I want to end with this. I was going to do Bo Nix, but you're good on Aaron Rodgers. I was talking to a former NFL great coach recently, and he said, Aaron wasn't very good as last year in Green Bay, which you and I have noted. You're the Jets tomorrow. You're the GM. What do you do with Aaron?
Yeah.
What do you do with him?
Well, I'm the GM of the Jets. I'm like, why doesn't my key card work? And it's like, oh, they fired me. But if I'm the interim, to me, it's a no-brainer. If he wants to finish the season, so be it. He can't be on the team next year. And we talked about this a few weeks ago. Like, listen, I believe Diana Rossini's reporting unequivocally. And I believe that there is a chance he goes on IR, that the organization has soured on him. I am much more. Aaron heroically is refusing MRIs. He's so injured, but he doesn't want anyone to know it. That feels like very pro-Aaron spin from a guy who's very good at media manipulation. But Colin, if you actually go pencil to paper and say, all right, what teams are definitively in the quarterback market next year, aren't going to be drafting one, and would be interested in getting in the Aaron Rodgers business, I have a really hard time finding one. So I think we are likely in a position where the Jets move on from him and nobody picks him up to start the year. Now, if next season there is a mid-year quarterback injury to a contending team, I think that's how he could get back in the league. But I don't know what franchise could say, hey, the Aaron Rodgers experience at age 41, turning 42, when he hasn't played excellent football since the 2021 season, is worthwhile. So and last point on this, Colin, take the 10 greatest quarterbacks ever. None of them, except for, I guess, Johnny Unitas, had this type of ending. Montana went to an AFC title game in Kansas City. Favre went to one in Minnesota. Obviously, Manning had great success in Denver. Tom had amazing success in Tampa. They all made the playoffs throughout. You can go up and down the list. There's never been a legendary top 10 all-time great quarterback that spent the final 3 years of his career out in the wilderness. And that is what Aaron Rodgers is rapidly approaching.
Well, I'll tag you the next time I send an aggressive.
Yeah, tag me. Don't subtweet me. Yeah, exactly. Just be like, hey, Nick sucks. And I'll just save it. And then come around January 15th when the Ravens score 10 points and they get blown out, I'm going to be like, well, maybe better luck next year. That's all I want.
Blue Sky sounds like some private aviation company. I got to check that out. I don't even know what that is.
I assume you have equity in it. Yeah, if it is, that's what I would guess. See you, buddy.
Nick Wright, first things first. Hi, everybody. It's me, Uncle Colin. Subscribe here to get the latest from the herd, including exclusive behind-the-scenes videos and more, wherever you may be, however you may be watching. Thanks again for making us part of your day.
Babylon and them free talk coulda never get me down. And though they try to use me and abuse me, I leave them with the frown.